Hi students, today we are discussing integration. So before starting integration, we need to just know what is differentiation. Differentiation we already studied, application of derivatives here discussed. To understand the concept one more time to make it clear for integration. So differentiation what we are used to, it's a gradient of a curve. Actually integration, what is its purpose of differentiation? Is to find the rate of change from one point to another. So we apply in application of derivatives as well, that's clear. So what is integration is doing? Integration is to find out the area between the curves or under the curves. So what it means? It is the reverse process of differentiation. So integration is the reverse process of differentiation. So if you find out the rate of change of one particular point to another point, we are using differentiation means here we are to adding all those parts to make us a whole to find out the area or the volume of some particular curves or particular functions. So integration means it's to define the area region bounded by that graph. The area region bounded by that graph is called, so we are using to find out the integration of the function. So that means the integration process mathematically an inverse of differentiation. This is always the inverse of the differentiation. How it's working? Just we can check it. Okay, there is a function gx. Gs is a function. So gs is a function. I am going to differentiate the function with respect to x. So I got an answer fx. Gx is any function. I am differentiating that function. I got fx. So fx is called the inverse process means fx is called the antiderivative or the integration of gx. So we can say that fx is the antiderivative of gx. So if you differentiate a function, we will get some answers. So that answer is the antiderivative of that function. So I can notate it like this, means the notation is function integration is like that, integrated fx with respect to dx, because differentiation with respect to dx is there, no, sorry, I just wrote it. The same, fx is equal to gx. This is integration. So I will just take you to another slide which will help you to understand the concept more. The function fx dx, usually differentiation with respect to integration, same like that. Differentiation we are to differentiation with respect to x or with respect to a variable is there, same like that. Also integration is the same process, the integral of x with respect to x. So integration of the function fx with respect to dx. So it is x. Fx is called the function which we needed to integrate. The function is called integrand. So it is called integrand. The notation is like this: integration fx dx. So x is called the variable of the integration. The variable of the integration is x. So it is very same like differentiation. We are using different kind of variables. We are using x, y, t, u like that. The same thing also we can use in integration as well. The same thing. If you say get somewhere integrate. If you through if you coming the classes, the coming classes we have to discuss. Just mention is integrate only. That means to integrate, that means find the integral value of that function. So integral value of a function f dash x is equal to fx. So this is the integration. The process is called integrations. So constant of integration we are discussing on next slide, because it's need more clarification regarding the constant of integrations, because we are adding integration with the constant with the integration. Why is a constant with integration? In the sense, there are two types of integration are there: definite integrations and indefinite integrations. Means there is no boundaries there. So there is no boundary like that. We can freely do the integration from the whole function. So that is indefinite integrations. Definite integration means they will give a limit. We are in functions. We study that the limit restricted to the range, the domain. We are restricted to certain interval, no? Same like that, we can to restrict it to some intervals. So that is also so the definitive. That's why the constant value, arbitrary constant or constant of integration, that value is important is coming. Just I will do some of the differentiation and what is this integration like that. We know that integration, differentiation of sin x. What is differentiation of sin x? Differentiation of sin x is equal to cos x. You already know that you have studied. So what is the integration of cos x? So integration of cos x is equal to sin x plus c, that we'll discuss later, don't worry. So I just write it again, plus should be there, okay. So the importance of plus c is coming. I will geometrically explain all those functions. Now the second one is d by dx is equal to cos x. What is that? It is sin x. Sin x minus sin x. So integration of sin x. So integration of sin x is equal to what? Minus cos x. Cos x means minus sin x. Definitely integration of minus sin x is equal to minus cos x. Minus sin x is equal to cos x. So just write it, integration of sin x is equal to minus cos x. So dy by dx of the x raised to n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. What is that? We are getting x raised to n. So integration of x raised to n is equal to what? X raised to n is equal to x raised to n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. Clear? So integration of what? You tell me something. X square. Integration of x square. What is that? Okay. Integration of 2x. Integration of 2x is what? So differentiation will make it. Okay, we will make it in differentiations. So differentiation of x square. It's 2x, correct. So differentiation of x square plus 1. What is that? 2x plus. 2x plus 1? Again 2x only. So look here now. Differentiation of x square is equal to 2x and differentiation of x square plus 1 is also 2x. So okay, just I want to write integration 2x. If I want to make a antiderivative, integral 2x, again integral 2x, I am getting two different values. So integral 2x is equal to x square, okay, that's understood. Again integral 2x is equal to x square plus 1, okay, we'll just write one more. Differentiation of x square minus 2, what will happen? Differentiation of x square minus 2, it is 2x. So if I take the integral, the anti-differentiation process like that, no? If integration, I took integration of 2x, I will get x square. Integration of 2x, again I am getting x square plus 1. Integration of 2x, I am getting again x square minus 2. Why it happens? Because same integration, I am getting a different values. So if I get it 2x, integral 2x, so I need to write here integral 2x is equal to, I can write integral 2x dx, integral 2x dx is equal to, I can write x square, integral again 2x dx, I can write x square plus 1. So integral 2x minus 2, sorry, again integral 2x dx is equal to again x square minus 2. So same integration, I got three different values. So there it's only the thing is the variable term is same, but if you come to compare with the constant terms, it's 0 is here, here plus 1 is added, minus 2 added. Suppose if I am taking any constants, it's same like that. So differentiation of x square plus 100, I'll get is 2x only. Differentiation of x square plus 5000, Again I am getting it is 2x only. So whatever the constant value doesn't matter to integrate this particular function. Why it is so? Look, geometrical representation of integration. So just I took a function here, y is equal to x square. So y is equal to x square is our function. The same way I try to make it wrote x square plus 3, x square plus 2, and it is x square plus 1, and here it is x square minus 1 is there, x square minus 2, x square minus 3 also there. So the function y is equal to x square is same everywhere, but we are adding minus 1 plus 0, minus 2, minus 3 the constant. So just I took the curves, it's always parabolas, like it's the shape is parabolas, curve is like that, no? So this parabola and this is curve, what will happen? All similar curves. All are similar curves, same like curves, no? It's same like curves, it means the constant difference from, so it is a similar curves. It's keeping a difference, no? It's same difference is keeping always everywhere. One more thing we have to notice here. What is the slope of this curves? Slope of the curves is here, no? These points. There, it's two things you have to notice here. The first thing is all x coordinates are same because it's parallel to y axis. So it's parallel to y axis, all x coordinates on the slope of the tangents is same. The point is same. At the same time, the tangents are always parallel. It is always parallel. So the group of these functions, it's an infinite family. I can draw infinity family of like curves. If infinity family of curves I'll draw also, I'll get it the same things. It's always parallel. The slopes are always parallel. The x coordinates why I'm getting always same. So it's a constant throughout this function. If you draw more curves also, it's showing the same thing. You see parallel. The same curves I am getting, the tangents are parallel and the x coordinates are same like that. So that means it's a group of family of curves. So family of curves are there. The family of curves. So that is an integral. Means it's showing all the functions are same. Means the function same, different function only, but the constant term is different, but the rest characteristics everything is same. So that we can conclude that if the function I took x square plus c, I can add plus c. The plus c means that add the value of c, we can be any numbers. It should be a positive, it should be 0, it should be negative, any number I can add into that, it will get, it is a group of families. So to find out the integration of something, what will have to, if you making integration of differentiation of last time we discussed 2x minus 1, everything we know that one. So integration, if you are taking the integration of this function x square, what we had to do means we have to make it is 2x plus c will, x square means if you taking x square function, we will get what? X cube by 3 plus c will add it. Why it is s cube? That we will discuss in next slide. Okay. So x square plus dx is equal to x cube plus 3 plus c. So c will be added. This is arbitrary constant. The constant of integration should be added to that one because that's important. Because certain values, if you differentiate this function, we will get a different integrals. In order to avoid the situation, what you do, just to add it, because this is the case for indefinite integrals. So in indefinite integrals, what will happen now? If you take the differentiation, if you take the integration, we need to add always plus c again with the answers. Because we don't know, because it's applicable to all family members of the same functions. It's same. So the constant doesn't make any sense. So the constants will make a sense on here like that. So that's why the integration fx is equal to, we write it, it is fx plus c. So if you integrate the function here, we need to just add plus c to get all the family curves of that function fx. So it means these all functions will be showing the same results because only the difference is the constant term. So we can't avoid that constant terms. So the family curves is showing the integration fx is fx plus c, we get the family of the curves x. For different values of c, we will get different functions. Only thing is differing by a constant. Only the constant is different, but the rest everything is same. So this is one of the characteristics of integration. Okay, we will make some comparison between differentiation and integrations. What is that? In differentiation, we know that all functions are continuous, but it is not necessary to differentiable certain functions. Have the same characteristics also integration is having, because all functions are not differentiable. At the same time, all functions are not integral as well. because we know that a function fx so it is x element of a rational number, it is 0, x is not element of a rational number. In this case, the function is not integrable. So certain functions are there, the same like a differentiation as well as integrable. There are certain functions also not integrable. So derivative of a function is always unique. In the sense means if you differentiate a function, the value should be same always everywhere. But integral function, just now we noticed that we will get different values of integration because the constant arbitrary, the constant of integration function, that's only the change. So integration function is not unique in the sense. When a polynomial is differentiated, we will get a polynomial degree less than that. If you are integrating a function, if you are differentiating a function dy by dx of x raised to 4, what will happen? We will get a 4x cube. So the polynomial here x raised to 4, if you are differentiating, we will get x cube. So it is always will get a polynomial degree less than 1. But what will happen to integration? If you are integrating x raised to 4, what will happen? It is x raised to 5 divided by 5 will get it. That means the polynomial is integrated, we get a polynomial of integration which is greater than 1. Always 1 degree is always more than that. The next one is it is used to find the velocity when displacement is given. But integration, a displacement is given, we have to find out the velocity. But acceleration is given, we need to find out the velocity when we are using integration. So certain functions also there, same like differentiation. If you add to differentiation, you can separately add that differentiation function like that. Same it is also possible in integration as well. So we will do some problems. The antiderivative of root x plus 1 by root x, what it equals? Antiderivative. So the function, okay, I'll just check the function fx is equal to root of x plus 1 by root x. So root x plus 1 plus root x is, we know that x raised to 1 by 2. Root x we can always write x raised to 1 by 2, right? Same like that. So 1 by x raised to minus 1 by 2. Sorry, it is 1 by 2 itself. So x raised to 1 by 2 plus x raised to minus 1 by 2, right? So this is the inverse process. Just I make it x raised to minus 1 by 2. The same thing. Okay, this is a function just I expanded, that's why I didn't do anything, which is just the function what is given, I just try to convert it into x raised to 1 by 2 as well as x raised to minus 1 by 2. Now we'll do to find out the antiderivative. So the antiderivative function, what do we have to do? So integration of a function in the previous discussed, when a polynomial is integrated, what will happen? We will get a polynomial of degree more than that. But if we coming to the differentiation, what will happen? The polynomial of a degree is always less than 1. So it is less than 1, no? So not what we want to do, we need to integrate a polynomial of degree more than 1. So the answer should be more than 1. So here what we'll do? It's 1 by 2. 1 by 2 more than 1. That what is what that? 1 by 2 more than 1. So more than 1 is what? 3 by 2. Correct? We will get is 3 by 2. So if you are differentiate, if I differentiate x raised to 3 by 2, 3 by 2 into x raised to 3 by 2 minus 1. What is that? So that means 3 by 2 into x raised to 3 by 2 minus 1 is half. So if I take 3 by 2 the other side, it is 2 by 3 into x raised to 3 by 2, which is equal to x raised to half. So differentiation of 2 by 3 into x raised to minus 2 by 3, x raised to 3 by 2, we will get x raised to half. That means if you integrate it x raised to half, what it means? It is the differentiation of 2 by 3 x raised to 2 by 3. So that means we can write its integration of x raised to 1 by 2 is nothing but 2 by 3 into x raised to 3 by 2. So instead of this function, we can write it is 2 by 3 x raised to 3 by 2. So that means if you are integrating this function, if we are integrating root x plus 1 by root x we can write it what? It is 2 by 3 x 3 by 2 plus we need to do the second term as well. So what is that? X raised to minus 1 by 2. So get minus 1 by 2 plus 1. What is that? Minus 1 by 2 plus 1. It is 1 by 2. That means dy by dx of x raised to 1 by 2. What is that? Which is equal to half into x raised to 1 by 2 minus 1. That means half into x raised to minus 1 by 2. So if I take it is on the other side, what? Dy by dx of 2 into x raised to 1 by 2, which is equal to x raised to minus 1 by 2. So integration of x raised to minus 1 by 2, what it means? It is 2 into x raised to half. So this is the antiderivative of root x plus root 1 by root x. Root x plus 1 by root x. So 2 by 3 into x raised to 3 by 2 plus 2 into x raised to half plus c. So another function, dy by dx of fx is equal to 4x cube minus 3 by x raised to 4, such that f2 we need to find out, first we need to find out the antiderivative, then we have to substitute the value in that function as well. So here two terms are there, 4x cube minus 3 by x raised to 4. So what is 4x cube? So differentiation of 4x cube. 4x cube means 4 into 3 into x square. So if you differentiate 4x cube means it will get it? No. What will do? We will less than that one. So that is possible? No, that is not at all possible. So what we need to, always we are the, if you integrate a polynomial, the polynomial's degree will be more than 1. So we have to just try with more than 1. So what we'll try? We'll try with x raised to 4 instead of x raised to 3. The previous case, no, instead of x raised to 3, we have to just go x raised to 4. So we need to differentiate x raised to 4. Because when you integrate the polynomial, we will get the answer more than, the degree is more than 1. So instead of x raised to 3, we are just trying to make x raised to 4. We have to just try with x raised to 4. So x raised to 4 will get it 4 into x cube. 4 into x cube, it's here. So just we try to the next one. 1 by x raised to 4x cube minus 3 by x raised to 4. So we can write 4x cube minus 3 into x raised to minus 4. So x raised to minus 4. Here it is x raised to minus 4. That means we need to find out to take the degree of x is more than 1. Minus 4 plus 1. It is minus 3 we need to take it. That means d by dx of minus 4 plus 1, that is minus 3. So x raised to minus 3 we need to take. X raised to minus 3 means minus 3 into x raised to minus 4 we are getting. Minus 3 plus 1. X raised to n is equal to x in n into x raised to n minus 1. So n minus 1. Minus 3 minus 1 is minus 4. So minus 3 x raised to minus 4. Clear? No? So the function dy by dx of 4x cube minus 3x raised to minus 4 is equal to what we are getting. X cube means what? We need to do the function, what? 4x cube, correct now? So integrating not this one, we have to integrate the other one. So we have to integrate the integration of 4x raised to 4 minus 4x cube. If we are integrating, we are getting more than that, no? No. We have to integrate x raised to 4 plus x raised to minus 3. What we are getting? We are getting differentiation of second 4x cube minus 3x raised to minus 4. So if you differentiate the function, you will get the, so if you are integrating this function, what you will do? Integration of, on the reverse things, so differentiation of fx, gx is equal to fx, or integration of fx is equal to capital Fx. So capital Fx is the integration parts. That means integration of 4x cube minus 3x raised to minus 4 dx, which is equal to x raised to 4 plus x raised to minus 3. Yes, no confusion. It's clear. It's clear. Yes, it's clear. So integrating x raised to 4, that's the answer we are getting, plus c. That means if you integrate 4x cube minus 3 by x raised to 4, you will get like this, x raised to 4 divided by 4, but the 4 will get cancelled because 4 is here already. If you differentiate 4 into this 4 divided by 4, because 4 got cancelled, thus the remaining is x raised to 4. Then x raised to minus 3 is there, no? By 3 by 3 also is cancelled. You'll get, so x raised to minus 3 plus c, you'll get the final answer. So this is answer. So if you want to check the differentiation, okay, integration is possible, because integration of, we'll just check it the reverse side if it's possible or not, to check whether it's right or wrong. So integration of 4x raised to 4, but what will happen? 4 into integration of x cube is x raised to 4 divided by 4. X raised to 4 divided by 4 and minus 3 into x raised to minus 3 means x raised to minus 3 divided by minus 3. So 4 got cancelled, x raised to 4 minus 3 got cancelled, plus x raised to minus 3. So that is the answer we got it. So the same answer. So it's right. So that means next we need to find out the value also. F of 2 we need to find out. So f of 2 is what? F of 2 means, instead of substitute the value, 2 raised to 4 plus 1 by 2 raised to 3. So 2 raised to 4 is 16 plus 1 by 8. So it's almost, it's coming around 8. So 4 into 8, 6 into 8, 48 is coming. 4 is there, 128. So 128 divided by 8.